Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to get values from a list box in a MATLAB GUI. I'm just talking about the list box in general. So here I have a list box and a static text. The list box contains the original 6 hockey teams, and the text, static text will show which one I have selected from the list box. So in here you can see one thing to note is the tag is called list data. The string, in the string, this is where everything's written, and to edit the string you click on this button here, and you're going to notice is value, and each value, the value number corresponds to which one in this list box we're talking about. So Bruins would be 1, Blackhawks 2, Red Wings 3, and so on. Initially it's set to 1. Okay, so that's from the list box, and then here you can see that the tag is just text show entry. That's all you need to know about that one. We saved it as a figure file. It creates an M file as well. As you can see over here, now we're editing. I've arranged it in the way that I like to arrange my GUIs. And here, the first thing we want to do when it's initializing or when it's starting up is first I like to clear all the variables and clear the command window. So I'm going to evaluate these statements into the base workspace so that they evaluate. Base, so clear all and CLC. And then the first thing I want to do is I want to get the list box entries, because those won't change. The way that you can change them dynamically throughout your program, but in this example I'm not going to change them. So if you look here, they're always going to be Bruins, Blackhawks, Red Wings, Canadiens, Rangers, Maple Leafs. So I'm going to keep them like that, and that's why I can get it here out before anything happens. If you have a dynamically changing list box entries, you'll have to do it in your program somewhere. That makes sense. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call it list string. And I'm going to get, and the handle, like I said before, was the tag was list data, and it's the string that we want, the string field. And then I have to assign that into the base workspace. So we're going to assign list string into the base workspace. Okay. And then the initialization is from the list box. Don't worry about that. And then it's generated automatically. And then in the callbacks, we have the list data callback. The first thing I want to do is I want to get the selected value. Which is from the value field. So I'm going to say list value is equal to get. We're going to use the handles, the handle for the object again, handles.list data. You can also use HObject if you want. And we want to get the value, like I mentioned before. And then again, we're going to assign that into the base workspace as list value. Okay, and we want to read in the list box string of value. So you can do everything with the list value if you want. Because you know the numbers and you know where everything is in the list box. But I'm going to make it a little bit easier on myself and have it, and then have it tell me what I'm actually on. It won't just tell me a value. It won't just say, oh, you've selected number 1 or number 2. It'll say you've selected the Bruins or the Blackhawks. So here I'm going to say I need to evaluate back in this list string because it's not in this actual function yet. So I'm going to evaluate list string in from the base workspace. So list string like that, and then I'm going to set the static text to the selected team. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to say handles dot, remember I said the tag was text show entry. I'm going to set the string, and the string is going to be the list string, and we want the, you'll see, I'll run it, and you can see why I'm picking list value, and 1. So essentially in the list string it pops up as where there's a 6, in this case 6 rows in 1 column, and the 6 rows, the first row is the Bruins, the second row, so the first row is the Bruins, second row is the Blackhawks, and the Red Wings and the Canadiens, and that's why you select the list value based on which number that you picked, and then column 1. So when I run this, you'll see it here, you'll see the list string pop up here, and if you open this up you can see, like I said, list string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can see it's 6 by 1 cell. So going back here, and I haven't clicked anything yet, but then it'll show up here in the selected entry. So I'm going to click Bruins, and you can see it shows up here. And now you can see here the list value shows up as number 1. If I click here, there should be number 4, and it should say Canadiens. So it says Canadiens, and it says 4. Here, 6 Maple Leafs 6. And so that's for a static list box. I might go through how to do a dynamically changing list box, but this should get you through how to use a list box pretty well. So thanks for watching.